Gathering streamer we have, and we are grateful to have him. Brought a lot of eyes to the game. All right. All right. Anywho, we've got so the core of this deck is very much the same as the blue-red Phoenix style core. So you see a lot of those similar cards. We've got Phoenix plus Crackling Drake here. And then we've got some Tomebound Liches, along with a couple copies of Bond of Revival and Drakuseth Maw of Flames here to allow us to have a little bit of a different angle of attack. I like Tomebound is pretty reasonable against the aggressive decks as a lifelink and death touch creature. Bond of Revival is also pretty okay in the event they kill our Crackling Drake, because frequently this card's going to have a lot of power, and Bond is going to flip it right back into play with haste. So even when we don't find Maw, Bond can still be good around our Crackling Drakes. Also, while the land count in this deck is a little bit light at 21, this deck has so many cards that draw cards, there's a very real possibility that in slightly longer games we're going to cast this card pretty consistently, just because we're going to see so many cards. Let's dive on into some matches here and see how this one goes. That's an interesting thought, Steric. Maybe some Enter the God-Eternals in 75 could be okay. I don't know if I love Enter the God-Eternals in general right now. A lot of the things in the Vampire deck tend to outsize it. And while Enter the God-Eternals like very lights out against like mono red, that's been less and less popular in my experience in the ladder recently. Which I'm sure now that I've said that, we're gonna queue into a bunch of mono red, but yeah, we've got a couple of Kefnets in the sideboard for when we want to go up on threat density against like controlled decks. This hand's fine. A lot of your hands with a deck like this, you're not really going to know what the hand actually does when you first look at it, because you're going to have a lot of cards that just like churn through and draw more cards. That's true. We were talking about Unmoored Ego. I could see that being okay here. Definitely good against the Scape Shift decks. This deck's got a lot of flying creatures, so I'm not sure if we'll really need the help there. We also have Flame Sweep, which is a little bit more flexible. Turn 1 Steam Vents. I don't think I want to shock. I don't think I want to shock to hold up a shock against turn 1 Steam Vents, so I'm just gonna play this and pass. Link with a Pony. Thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Welcome. Are we actually playing a Phoenix Mirror potentially? Augur is a card that Phoenix decks have played in the past. I probably want to prioritize casting this Tormenting Voice here, because my opponent's deck could potentially have counter spells in it, and I'd prefer this doesn't get countered, because if they counter this, you still lose the cards you discarded when you cast it. Chart, of course, seems to imply that they're a Phoenix deck as well, but could just be a blue-red control deck too. They could also have a third splash. Maybe it could be a Grixis Mirror. Watching enough on YouTube that I figured you deserve some free support. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to drop that off, Pony. Twitch Prime pays my mortgage these days, so thanks for keeping me around. Glad you enjoy the YouTube stuff. Chandra, Acolyte of Flame. That's sweet. Are we... I think we're just 2 for 1-ing her next turn. We'll probably just play the Sulfur Falls and like Lightning Strike plus Shocker. Yeah, her down tick seems sweet in their deck. I would wonder if it's actually better than playing Finale of Promise, but maybe they're playing both. Squid, coming in hot with that brand new Prime support as well. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope your Tuesday is going swell. We've got a few Lava Coils. That's true. Her down tick does actually just cast it. It's a fair assessment. Huh? How many 1-mana spells do I have in this deck? Not many, right? Yeah, I'm not really under any pressure. I'm going to ditch this bird, and I'm going to play a Steam Vents and just pass here. And then next turn, we can go chart, opt, and be pretty likely to hit a 1 or 2 mana spell and get both Phoenixes back. I play Jank all day, so it's been fun to watch you play solid decks and not be sweaty about it. Thanks. Well, thanks for being here. Their Drake's not too scary just yet. If we're really fortunate, we're going to find one of our main deck copies of Lava Coil to clear this out. Opponent appears to also be flooding a little bit here. Wouldn't be too surprised to see them ditch a Phoenix of their own. Nope, just more lands. And again, not going to opt at their end of turn here because this opt is going to be one of the 3 spells I cast next turn to flute my birds back into play. We would have gotten there if we cast opt last turn. I think I'm bottoming that. I don't have a dragon in my bin just yet. I think I'm fine with more of those. Huh. There's a good chance I just triple spell again next turn, right? Like, we leave that there, and we Tormenting Voice into chart into, like, any other spell. Because, like, I think I'm at 10, so, like, these burbs are on defense, right? We could die here to this Crackling Drake if they have an especially good turn. They're looking at their graveyard, so we might see a Finale of Promise out of them here, which would be pretty powerful. Worth noting the fact that I've taken some damage from my mana base being Grixis has been a big deal here. Probably have to deal another 2 points of damage to ourselves next turn. A little unfortunate to not have one of our 3 copies of Lava Coil in our top 20 cards, but if they can't kill both of these, we're still going to be in a pretty good spot. Shock me, Poppy, shock me. There is no fear in this dojo. Dealerino. Alright, please don't negate me. We didn't have a Lava Coil, but we did have 3 Phoenixes in our top whatever here, which is pretty good. That is a Finale of Promise. What if they have Spell Pierce in their main? If I cast this and they Spell Pierce us, we die. I'm definitely shocking this in. The question is, do I chart or do I just jam the Finale? That's true. We did just give the no fear in this dojo speech. I mean, it's a gamble either way. The question is, do I want to gamble on them having Spell Pierce or do I want to gamble on hitting a spell off the top of our deck? So I want to cast Chart first because I want it to resolve second. So I want to opt because if this Chart finds a 4th Phoenix, I can get the 4th Phoenix into play here. Now there's also some merit to charting first and saving the finale, because the finale gets back all my Phoenixes on its own next turn, which would be ideal. Oh, the scary ghost sounds that people were hearing. My wife has someone fixing the garage door that I mentioned this morning was messed up if you've been here all day. Well, we'd have missed. We'd have swung and missed. Hey, Seamus, thanks for the Prime support, and thanks for the feedback on the Pauper stuff. Alright, how about a 4th burb, please? Scary ghost contractors fixing the garage door. Yeah, exactly. Gosh. Never lucky. Didn't find the 4th Phoenix. Triggers. Hey, we found another finale, I promise. Also just have these, but like... I'd probably put 2 Gargoyle. I'd cut a Cliff Top and a Sulfur Falls for one of each of those temples. It is our very own 10-4. 10-4, over and out. Oh no! They're mousing over the graveyard again here. Yeah, it's felt like they've had a finale here. We might get punked out of this game. And again, the fact that we took like 4 points of, like, if we were +4 life from our lands this game, we'd probably be in a spot to win this, right? If we were just a straight red-blue deck. We were so close to getting another Phoenix last turn. I feel like there's, like, waiting to shock us. Sure. Bottom, 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 bottom! Bottoms up. Deploy the Lich! Lich, please! Alright, dead to shock anyway, so might as well attack with these. I'm leaving one of these back, so that way they don't kill us with an instant speed Phoenix, or with a hasty Phoenix. Yeah, I gotta fade for a turn here. Oh, they have so many looks, chat. Why do they have so many looks? Oh, they're redraws, find redraws. Bottom, 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 bottoms up! Bottoms up! Survey says... Am I dead yet? Am I dead yet? Scale of 1 to dead. What are we working with here? Oh no! Oh no! Ah! tapped wrong. I tapped wrong. If I would have... if I would have... No, there's a Phoenix. They discarded a Phoenix. I could have... The Charter Course didn't leave red up. The Charter Course didn't leave red up. We'd have actually won. What a tilt. I didn't double check the auto tapper like I should have. I would like to make it abundantly clear. That loss is my fault. We believe in personal accountability around these parts. It was a good game of Magic. Some good clean back and forth. I think Kefnet's probably pretty good here. It blocks kind of okay. I'm a German Dragon and Lich. The reanimate package doesn't seem particularly good in a pseudo mirror. Thing I dislike about the tapper is a tendency to tap treasure maps and also your adapted incubation druids. Yeah, I mean, if you just take 30 seconds to like take a peek at it, it lets you know what it's gonna tap before you tap it, right? YOLO. Opt will find us land 2. Tormenting Voice will find us land 3. Famous last words potentially. Been sitting for a hot second here. Let's stand up and shake the legs out, shall we? Just like we drew it up there, ladies and gentlemen. Perfection. Look at that. Look at that. What more could you want, really? Negate my Charter Course. That's aggressive. Did you hear about In Control? I have no idea what that refers to. Oh no! They found the Mirror Breaker before we did, chat. Yeah, I saw Day 9 tweet something about that. I'm not really familiar with that esports community.
Keep an open mind.
Gosh, Narset is miserable in the mirror. These prison cards. We punted game 1. Not a whole lot we could do game 2 there. That, Game one I miffed up by not holding up red for the shock to play around the Phoenix coming in. Every game's like playing against Stasis Jr. I don't know if it's quite that bad, but it's not ideal. Pretty easy mulligan there. Yeah, that seems fine. How greedy is it to bottom a land? I see a lot of cards, right? Just as a friendly reminder for people who aren't super familiar with the interaction, Finale of Promise is effectively countered by 3-mana Teferi. 3-mana Teferi restricts the timing of when you can cast particular cards, and Finale of Promises requires that you cast cards while other cards on the stack, which Teferi explicitly forbids. This is what death feels like? I feel like this is what death feels like.
Stand by and watch. I've got time.
Alright, Kefnets, Narsets. Couple of Spell Pierces. I don't think I want Negate here. I think that's a little bit too expensive. I like the Lightning Strikes and Shocks. They help us finish off Planeswalkers after they play them and down-tick them. Yes, he does stop Small Charger from flashing back spells. That's another unfortunate side effect of that little monster. I'm going to keep this. And doesn't do a whole lot very quickly, but mulliganing too aggressively against a deck full of like Thought Erasures and likely Duresses is generally not a very winning game plan. I think generally speaking, you're more likely to win keeping loose 7s than you are to win by mulliganing to mediocre good 6s then get discard spelled out of the game. 3-mana Teferi also stops God-Eternal Kefnet from casting the spells that he would be revealing. Yeah, I agree, Crush. In general, from a design perspective, I greatly prefer cards that enable me to do sweet things as opposed to things that explicitly remove the ability for my opponent to do sweet things. Does Time Raveler see modern play? Yeah, a good amount. Well, you mentioned this card just being castable. Looking to be that way here.
I have reached my limit.
So even if they play Papa Tef and tuck someone in, we're still going to be A-okay here. Even just any creature here is good. To even the single power on the Tomebound Lich, because Tomebound Lich still kills 5-mana Teferi after it plays and downticks to tuck in God-Eternal Kefnet. That's a meaningful exchange for us. It also gives us 5 power to kill Teferi inside of combat, assuming they don't have a removal spell, which there's a good chance they do. Wouldn't be surprised to get, like, desparked here. Which lets us tuck this back in, but it does mean that, they're going to get to untap with this, which is super unfortunate for us. Yeah, we're not out of the percentages for long. The swings in what your number ranking is are like bigger than you'll find on a Giants playground. It's pretty rough. And they end up having like a Kaya's Wrath here. It's basically game over. Teferi on an undisputed board is pretty tough nut to crack. Are they dead? No, they have an Oathakaya, of course, so they're not dead. If they didn't have Oathakaya, I would have been able to shock them twice down to 6, and this would have attacked for 4, so not quite dead still. Yep. My double shock here is actually pretty reasonable. So I get to shock, finish this guy off. I get to shock, make it so she can't draw any more cards. And then I get to drop my God-Eternal Kefnet into play here. And it's like Kefnet and the top of my deck versus their Azcanta. So like we're still behind, but we're not just completely out of it. Alright, now we're completely out of it. I'm being where are all the scape shift decks that we been playing against earlier? Did people already get bored with those? Feels like we're being quickly reminded why Blue-Red Phoenix just like fell off the face of the earth last season. Narsets and Tefris make this archetype very sad. Oh, that is not a good looking hand. I guess. In general, I think the mono blue matchup's probably pretty okay for this archetype. We've got a lot of flying blockers and a lot of cheap disruption. That being said, this is another matchup where having a bunch of clunky, expensive stuff at our top end is not a boon. It's a pretty big drawback for us. Well, I meant to scry that to the bottom. I don't think it really matters. It's probably a good time to restart the client. It's getting pretty laggy. I mean, we knew when we went in we were heading back towards the percentages, right? That was the only possible outcome. Tormenting Voice, comically bad against the opponent's deck. Thanks to all the new viewers that hung around from Nox's raid earlier. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday of Dread, everyone else as well. And thanks to the new people that dropped some follows there. We are currently at 59,999 followers. So, looks like we're going to roll past the 60,000 here today, hopefully. Yeah, Nox does good stuff. There's a reason why he is the most watched Magic streamer when he's on. I want to be special. I want to be number 60,000. Hey, happy birthday, Cross. Spell Pierce, you say? To be fair, trying to watch basically any card game you're not super familiar with tends to be pretty incomprehensible. That's why it's important if you want to learn something like that, that you have someone that's good at teaching to teach it. Although the Teppen game is real time, right? Which probably makes it a lot harder to pick up and watch. Probably makes it harder to teach too, honestly. Are we talking about, you remember Nova Blitz, Marty? I remember Nova Blitz. There's been a few real-time card games that have come out. I said we needed one more for 60,000 and almost 10 people followed. Thanks, folks. Welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy your stay here in Hoaglandia. We're here about 8 to 4, basically 5 days a week most of the time. Although, next week I'm going to be taking some time off to be at Gen Con, so if you're someone who is at Gen Con, feel free to come up and say hello. I'll be meandering around the event halls all weekend. I can't believe how upset you nerds are about me renaming the Snake's Wind channel to memes. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that people that post in the memes channel are upset that I gave it a real name and not a meme name. I guess that shouldn't surprise me. For people that are wondering what I'm talking about, there's a channel, the Hoaglandia Discord server has a bunch of different sections in it, and one of the sections was a meme channel that was named Snake's Win for whatever inside joke reason. And people kept asking if there was a memes channel, so I renamed it to memes. Yeah, I'm actually, I need to sit down and probably this weekend figure out the live streaming for my cell phone. I have a fairly recent cell phone for the first time in a while. I got a OnePlus 6 earlier this year. So it should, assuming the network has bandwidth to do so, it should handle streaming just fine. Originally, it was snakes versus sheds, and the snakes won. I don't know if you're helping your case or not. I feel like you're not. That only raises more questions, yep. Yeah, the steakhouse and the salad bar are staying what they are. Actually, I should put this into play so I can play this around Spell Pierce. I'm gonna get negated and be sad. Retorted, yep. I think we've died. I think we've died. Yeah, because if this costs 3. So I guess if they do this at end of turn, we can get them. But if they wait till they untap, they're just gonna have us here. Hey, Infinity TV with the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for keeping me around this month with that. How are we doing, folks? Welcome. I said welcome to the folks that gave new follows a second ago. I'm just gonna do a quick show restart arena here. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream Magic full-time here on Twitch. I'm here 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week, mostly during the workday US time. If you enjoy constructed Magic, this is definitely the channel for you. We play some of Magic's older constructed formats on Magic Online every morning, and we do a ton of Standard on Magic Arena every afternoon. As always, I'd love to give a shout out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here day to day without their support, so thanks for all of them for keeping me employed. Also like to plug a couple of my wonderful sponsors here really quick. The Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series, a $5,000 cash tournament series that happens every single month in the Midwestern United States. If you can't make it out to the Midwest to play in one of their Standard, Modern, or Legacy tournaments here, check out their streaming coverage as well at twitch.tv/NRG Series. BCW Supply is the only ones I trust to protect my paper Magic the Gathering cards. Using code Jeff10 at bcwsupplies.com, you can save 10% on their already fantastic pricing on sleeves, binders, deck box, and all sorts of other fantastic gaming accessories there with them. And of course, cardsphere.com is a peer-to-peer trading network that would love to help you turn your cards into other cards direct with other players. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. And of course,
don't make your life garbage time. Join us in Hoaglandia today by subscribing to Jeff Hoagland with Twitch Prime today.
Let's try and see if we can make this this Grixis Reani Bird deck happen one more time here. It's feeling like we're just it feels like we're just blue-red Phoenix, and blue-red Phoenix doesn't feel particularly great in this field. In the field full of Tefris and Narsets, a lot of hit cards. I have no idea why he's wearing vegetables. The same reason people paid me to wear an owl costume. He was given money. Hey, Calendress, thanks for the Prime support again. I appreciate it. Welcome back. That is just a random content creator who you can pay to make advertisements in his vegetable costume. Blue-red with bonus shock lands, it's like, is it on hard mode? Yeah, no wait, we actually lost a mirror match, partially because I messed up, but also in part because our mana base ended up dealing extra damage to us. Yeah, in fact, the vegetable costume's gone over so well. I'm thinking like post-Gen Con, we're gonna get a new commercial by him. You know, get a little variety in our lives. Another aggressive matchup where hammering our health total with shock lands is not ideal. It's a great draw. We're gonna bleed for our mana, but their creatures are dying. Next turn we can drop a Drake, or we can Finale of Promise to Chart a Course plus Shock again if they drop another creature that dies to Shock. I think I'm just gonna Drake that. If this is Drake, does that make Tomebound Lich Josh? Is that how that works? Alright, how do we feel about just killing their board? I think we just kill their board. Bye, Felicia. I'm too old for that joke. I want you to feel bad. Hearing that real time made me slap my face so hard I might have to go to a hospital. Oh no! Don't do that. I'm holding on to this extra land for the time being so I can loot it away with Tomebound Lich eventually. Bleed for your cards, opponent. Bleed for them. Yeah, I'd believe that. This is our first aggro matchup. Flame Sweep seems fine here. This seems good. Kefnet's got a big butt. I don't know. Again, though, like, dude, like, this is just bad here, right? Like, from a what we want to be doing perspective, like, getting gummed up on this is real bad here. Is Flame Sweep... What do people think about this card in this matchup? Is this worth it? Maybe I don't want all three. A lot of their stuff gets bigger than this, right? It is nice that it doesn't kill any of my stuff, because it doesn't kill our flying creatures, but... I'm gonna keep a couple, but I feel like they have a lot of ways to get out of range. Like, when the second Lord hits the table, you're just like, why do I have this card in my hand? I mean, do we fully think that there isn't a single matchup where the reanimation is good? Like, is there some theoretical hole that this archetype has that's made better by that? I guess there's really not, huh, dude? Because, like, the dragon's not really good against mid-range and control decks, right? So, Scape Shift, for those that don't keep up with competitive Magic, there was a Magic Grand Prix this past week, and not that you would know because there was no video coverage, but that's a whole nother story. The Grand Prix this weekend had 8 of the top 16 decks of the 600 players there playing Scape Shift. I think I want to opt on one here. In. Now, Tomebound Lich and Flame Sweep are kind of a soft combo in a way, because the 1/3 body on this encourages my opponent to extend their board a little bit more to attack around it, and then Flame Sweep can clean it up, which is nice. Same thing with other large bootied attackers like God-Eternal. Who hurt you, opponent? What was their name? What did they do? You can talk to me. We go way back. Hey, Urin Zin, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Thanks for keeping me around. You know what's also great about this card? It's symmetrical. Nice card. They were trying to cast something and not realizing why they couldn't. And stopping them from playing into our Flame Sweep, the card's busted. You're not wrong. I like the Flame Sweep animation. Animations like that are really good. They're just like super quick and clean. Add a little bit of elegance, but aren't overbearing. This Finale of Promise is actually just a blank with Rule of Law in play, because this card explicitly says you cast those cards back out of your graveyard, so Rule of Law says that's not possible. In Magic, whenever something says you can do something, and something also says you can't do something, the can't always beats the can. It did. If they hadn't had Rule of Law, I would have had Shock to finish this off. I mean, this card, I was surprised to see it, but this card is very good in this position for my opponent. Gonna hang out, waiting for a Lava Coil. Leaving this back is nice because they attack with this. I can block plus Shock to finish it off, which seems fine. Yes, yeah, Kefnet copying a spell is my one spell with Rule of Law for the turn. You know this card gains them life, right, Punchworthy? Are you aware of that? Are you aware that this card gains them life? Okay. That's why I'm not attacking for reference. Yep. So the Sanctum Seekers are gone. We're going to 7. They have another Sanctum Seeker, we could be in trouble, but if they had another Sanctum Seeker, they probably would have played it last turn. So if they pay 4 here, they're dead. We attack them for 7 and upkeep. We shock them. Yeah, Kefnet works on their turn with Opt. Yes, except not because of Rule of Law. Here on the scoreboard. Things are looking up, chat. Things are looking up. I mean, Rule of Law, I don't know that it's very good in the format in general, but it's definitely very good against Phoenix. Definitely took our deck and like told us to slow way the heck down. If they're not playing a deck that cares about Shock and Lava Coil, this is probably going to be a real bad time for us. But if they're playing, like, another aggro deck, this is probably okay. Your hand doesn't have any velocity in it to really get going. Feather, maybe? No turn 1 play in Boros. Yeah, smells like Feather. There's actually a matchup. Lava Coil's fine here. But Shock probably doesn't have a lot of text. Why don't people play Niv Mizzet anymore? Because his casting cost is very prohibitive. And there's lots of ways that aren't instants or sorceries to take him off the table. Narset's also a good reason. We might get to do the thing. We might, in fact, get to do the thing.
Jura, at your service. Share in my light.
Share in my light. Oh gosh, Sun Titan. Yeah, Sun Titan. When people were talking about Titans instead of the Cavaliers, I didn't even think about that aspect of it. My bedroom is 86 degrees. That's a lot of degrees. So I'm shocking the Gideon here. So this way next turn... Oh, actually, shocking the Gideon lets the Phoenix kill him too, right? I was thinking I'm shocking the Gideon so next turn the deal 4 damage trigger can get him, but Phoenix just finishes off now, which makes it extra smart. Niv's a more rigid card than something like Chandra 6 too. Like, the fact that Chandra 6 is a bunch of different modes effectively makes it pretty desirable. Do you think this is a concession revival? What do we think? Feels like a concession revival to me. One little, 2 little, 3 little dead creatures, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little dead creatures. Never gonna get past 3 dead little creatures because they concede to the dragon. Bum ba dum ba dum ba da dum ba dum ba dum ba da bum ba dum ba dum ba da bum ba dum bum bum bum. Hey friend. Get some lava coils in here. Get a bacon bolt in here. I don't want to cut here. I think I actually want to trim Shock. A lot of the time Shock doesn't have a whole lot of text in this matchup. How do I feel about Spell Pierce? I feel like Spell Pierce could potentially fight off their protection spells while we have Coils and Lightning Strikes and killing their things. Maybe this is profitable. Also, like, counters their Gideon if they have too many of those. Let's give this a try. That was that win. Specifically that one. Closing. Coffees for closers. And the dragon's all about getting himself a cup of joe. For all of you complaining about temperatures last in Arizonian, I saw a heat map that made, I didn't check, I don't know if the validity, I assume it's probably valid, but it made the claim that 90% of the US was at like 90 plus degrees this week, which seems quite absurd. You can't call it global warming, Paula. If you call it global warming, some frothing at the mouth idiot GOP representative is gonna walk outside when it snows and go, but global warming's made up by the liberals, it's snowing. So you gotta make sure you call it climate change to try and move away from that idiot cop-out. Are we gonna do it again? Are we gonna do the thing 2 games in a row? That's exciting. That's exciting. We are incredibly good at this. I probably don't want to get greedy and discard a land here. Yeah, the heat wave full kind of broke here a little bit in Illinois. Our peak was in the mid-70s today, which is not terrible. When our opponent does not play spells, apparently we get to win. Get that back into the numbers. So let's head back on in here with one more. National Scapeshift Day yesterday actually got interrupted by a couple of cut the lines. Not that I'm complaining. So there's still a few of them waiting to be played. The Yarok Field of the Dead / Scapeshift deck, though, has been really awesome the few times we played it now. You're looking for a sweet take on playing Field of the Dead, you'll definitely want to check out the Yarok deck if you haven't seen us play it. And Marty donated a bunch of sub gifts today, so we'll be playing that again tomorrow, I believe. But boy, do I get beat up. You know, in a way, I almost, and it's not even in a way, I genuinely feel bad for people who are actual conservatives, because people who are actually conservatives don't really support Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is not a conservative. He's just the mouthpiece that now represents the GOP as they've moved further and further away from being an actual conservative party. Actual conservatives I can disagree respectfully with. People who support Donald Trump are people that are supporting a bigot and a xenophobe and a whatever other words we have for being hateful. That's not he's not a conservative. He's a hateful monster. I think I just hang tight. I was gonna hang tight and block their thing if they want to attack. Yeah, that's exactly correct, Spider. All of the previously conservative people in Congress just like dropped a spine. Like listening to like the things Lindsey Graham had to say about Donald Trump pre and post election, it's like night and day. This is actual no spine. Well, I mean, we found a land, technically. We had 2 Phoenix in the bin. Why did we not bring them back there? Because I wasn't thinking about it. I was so focused on reanimating, I wasn't thinking about that aspect of it.
Let's kick this madness into high gear. Oh, I wish you could see your face when I'm beating you.
I think I want to kill Domri here. 4, 3, 3, whatever.
Ain't the first time I've been knocked about. No, put me back in.
Yeah, he definitely should have brought back those Phoenixes. That was a pretty big mistake. I'm going to 3 here. We're going to die to a lightning strike. If I'd have brought the Phoenixes back, we'd have killed them, right? We're also dead to just dead to a Spellbreaker. I guess we can not be dead to Spellbreaker by bonding this Tomebound Lich back into play, right? Let's do that. Yeah, so I messed up, fumbled a little bit by not putting the Phoenixes back into play on that turn 5 when we hit the tapped land, but ended up not biting us there. Oh, the revival spell does give haste, you're right. If we attack, we are not dead to strike. Yeah, that's a good call. It's a good call. Bacon Bolt, Kefnet's just a fine blocker here. What do we want to trim here? Is it Lightning Strike? Lightning Strike kills Spellbreaker. Maybe it's just Shock, although they're probably on elves, right? Is it some mix of Tormenting Voices? Tomebound Lich actually is pretty good here because it has Death Touch for battling their bigger monsters. Maybe Finale of Promise is a little bit too slow and clunky. I probably don't care about being able to get my Phoenixes back all the time once they've died. Because, like, the first time they go through is probably good enough. Let's try this. And just cut a couple of Finales and then trim around the edges here. We live to please, Jensen. This is fine. It's a little bit land heavy, but we've got Tomebound Lich here to filter through some of them. I'm gonna bottom that for now. I think I'm just like looking for a little bit more action. I've already got Tormenting Voice and Tomebound Lich to do a little bit of filtering, so I want cards that like just kind of do stuff more than that. I also wouldn't even mind hitting lands that like don't cost me 2 life to put into play untapped ideally. Like basics and buddy lands would be fine draws here as well. I had someone submit a Kaiklar combo deck, Pure Johan, but I never got a donation to actually add it to the queue. So, someone submitted and I approved it, but it never actually got added. This card is so brutal. And that's another thing about this Phoenix deck. I feel like there's so many cards in this format, like Cindervines and Narset and Teferi, that just, like, are randomly really good against this archetype, but nobody's playing them because of this deck. They're just, like, happen to be playing them because they're reasonable cards, and this deck takes splash hate from them. Scale of 1 to dead, where's this Lich at? Really regretting bottoming that chart, of course, after how poorly this hand's panned out. No, we have no interaction for Cindervines in our deck. Yeah, that's true too. Cavalier Thorns is not a card that we've run into while playing this set so far, but it's definitely a card that's like good in this format that a lot of decks are playing. Wow, just like, didn't Lightning Strike my Tomebound Lich, sent it upstairs. That's weird, considering this lifelinks. I don't know. I was a little bit medium on Grixis on Blue-Red Phoenix last season. The Reanimator package is kind of neat. Honestly, and this... maybe this is wrong. I almost feel like maybe I want to go deeper on the reanimation package. Like if we're gonna do it, let's not like half-ass it. Let's like go all the way and just like go up to 4 Drakes, go up to 4 of these, add a 3rd Maw to the deck, and just like work that angle of attack specifically more. While this card's really good with Phoenix, cutting this card from the deck means that you're less bad against 3-mana Teferi, which is one of the cards that we felt good against. And just, like, having this plan to, like, go whole hog effectively lets you sidestep Narset too, in a way. You played a deck like that last week, which actually inspiration for that deck. I wasn't playing Crackling Drakes in it specifically, though, right? Like, I think, like, the Crackling Drake aspect, because it's, like, a castable threat that's, like, also good to get back with haste with Bond to Revival, seems like a neat idea. But yeah, I feel like I'd want to go more in on this and just add the other Drakes so that we have another, like, castable thing to do. At any rate, I thought maybe I'd get to an extra deck today, but I'm just going to leave that one in the queue for tomorrow, I think. Been up for almost 8 hours already today, and I want to make sure I get to the gym tonight because I wasn't able to get there last night since we ran almost 10 hours yesterday. I believe Sean is streaming. Yeah, it looks like day 9 is on playing some Magic the Gathering. So I'm going to go ahead and send all of y'all over his way. As always, thanks to everybody. Thank you. Big thanks to all the new followers today, especially, and new subscribers. We rolled past 60,000 followers on the channel, which is really awesome. It makes us one of the biggest Magic-only channels here on Twitch. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to start with Magic Online. As always, I'm going to roll into some more Standard on Magic Arena sometime between 10:30 and 11:30 in the morning. As always, if you missed any of this stream, you can find it on the replay later on my website and my YouTube channel, magicesports.net, in the Read We Trust. Thanks for checking in for the 12th month. Let's get you a sword. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate it. And go enjoy day 9.